How's it going, everyone? So we got this Echo SRM 231 that I think is a springtime casualty. Wasn't put away right, I believe. Owner said it was sometime in late August or beginning of September. He had purchased the machine. He's a landscaper. He used it until about November. Put it away, and I don't know if you can tell, but springtime is here. And he went to go use it. It's not starting. So I'm going to do my standard springtime revival, and it might work, might not. I guess you know before I will because you clicked on the video. So, majority of the time when I hear carburetor was just installed, especially not that long ago, then I kind of wonder about a few other things besides the carb. Fuel doesn't look horrible, but it doesn't look good. I'm gonna grab a container. This is the fuel that came out. I don't know how well it's coming across the screen, but it's definitely aged, and it might have a little bit of water in it. The water part could be a little off, I don't know, but nevertheless, it's aged. We don't want that. More likely than not, it's ethanol fuel. The area I live in does have a decent amount of non-ethanol availability, but it's more expensive, and most people don't think it's a good idea to use it on something that's not their car. I would disagree, because your car probably goes through significantly more. And if you're going to go through, like, I don't know, 2-3 gallons, small little yard, stuff like that. Now, that's a personal use, like I said, for like normal homes in the suburbs and whatnot. But let's see here. If you're a professional like this dude, I would say you really should be using non-ethanol, because that will cut down your repair costs significantly, because it just keeps everything nice and fresh. Your diaphragms, your fuel lines, all that. So now, we're going to prime this thing like 30 times. It's a little difficult to prime. We might have an actual carburetor problem here, but it's red, so let's at least give it a try, shall we? We're making sure it's not on off. Put you over here and I'll give it a pull. And the reason why it's red is because I use red oil. Echo Red Armor. Full throttle. Off choke. Full choke. We might actually have a real problem here. That's a little weird. That throttle screw is actually bent. I might look and see if I have a different one, actually. I do have this one. I don't know why it was just chilling there. Looks pretty new, but it might be a defective one. Don't know. But let's find out, shall we? If he did, he didn't replace the air filter. Naughty, naughty, naughty. More likely than not, this is aftermarket carb. And unless you're only buying the carb, which, to be honest, it's not even that easy to do, you should always have gotten a new air filter, more likely than not. Oh man, today's the first nice day of the year. It's about 75 degrees outside. And I am sweating. I know. Sounds weird, but when 2 weeks ago there was 4 inches of snow on my driveway, the end of February is now the middle of March, and then now it's warm. Kind of a shock, you know? I know what you're thinking. Spring is upon you. You'll be fine. Tomorrow's supposed to be 55 and thunderstorms, and day after that it's supposed to be 42. That's a high, not a low. Oh, I broke my own rule. I forgot to do that. So if you don't open the fuel, it will, there's pressure in there, and you'll just like start spewing fuel everywhere. I really question if he changed this carburetor out. That doesn't quite seem right to me. Okay. What I do want to check though is what is the fuel line and what is the return. Okay, so the black is the fuel line, I believe. Yeah, I do believe so. Okay. I was looking down in the tank. Let us clean it up. Now the fuel lines themselves don't feel horrible. They're not great. Let's close at least this for a little bit. So we don't introduce dirt to our fuel tank. I think we're just going to try it without doing the fuel lines. It's like I said, they don't feel all that bad. There we go. I don't know if I have a gasket for the outside of that. Let me take a gander here. I do have new air filters. That's good. I do. Okay, good. I don't think it really matters on this one. Put our new gasket on. And we'll put our fuel lines on after we kind of anchor it down. It makes it a lot easier that way. There we go. These are way longer than they probably need to be, but whatever. I'm hoping this wasn't a defective carb and I just forgot about it and didn't return it, because that is just like a waste of money for me. Because why would I go through all that to not get my money's worth? Granted, the closest location for me to send it back is about 7.5 miles, I want to say. So there are occasions where I will kind of wait for multiples, because eventually this P&W most definitely will be something, because the idea of thinking about what she's buying beforehand, I think I've pinched the line. So I'm just going to put the fuel lines on and I'll be back. Okay. Yeah, I like that a lot better. I did notice this is way turned in. That's fine. That just makes it easier for me to start. Hopefully, let's give it a try. Unlike the OEM ones, adjusting these carburetors are a lot easier. There is a little adjustment down there, as well as one in there. It's a little dirty, you can't see. But the OEM ones, they're still there, but they have a plug on them. And taking that plug off is not the easiest thing in the world. So, with the OEM ones, you have to remove it with the aftermarket ones, and they don't install them, or if they do, it's a lot easier. Let's give it a pull. On. Oh, got something. I like that a decent amount. So it was tuned way rich. The one on top controls a lot of the idle, and then the one down down here does the high or pretty much anything above idle. And anything above idle seems fine, the high screw. Maybe a small adjustment. I'm going to use it real quick in my lawn just to make sure and give it some heat built into it. And under a load will tell us more. But as of right now, it seems like it idles pretty decently. I did notice they removed the spark arrestor. Not a good idea, but they did. You could kind of hear it too. Spark arrestor does minimal noise reduction, but it is noticeable to a certain point, and I do believe they have done that. I don't see a one in there. The plate's there, just not the actual spark arrestor. Maybe they had a problem, I don't know. But here we go. So we have a steel SRM 231. Had a carb put on there. I, off camera, decided to look up when I got it. It was about 3 months ago. I actually got two of them, and that's where the second one is. I got two of them because I thought I was going to need a second one, and I didn't, so I just kept it because of this reason right here. There will always be a need for them. However, it was $16.99 at the time of purchase. It is still $16.99 based on what I've seen right now. So for $17, we got the air filter. I'm not going to use the plug because the plug in there is a pile of junk. And air filter is probably not much better, but at least it will filter. And the carb is doing excellent. So I'm going to do a little fine tuning if I need to, but other than that, we should be set. I'll go ahead and leave you at that. Follow me on Instagram at SmallEngine101. If you have any questions, leave a comment below. If this helped you out, definitely leave a thumbs up. That definitely helps me out. And I'll catch you on the next video. If you do need any personalized help, definitely consider becoming a member for only a couple dollars a month. That is a perk, and I'll be happy to help you with whatever problem you have. Have a good night.